Greetings from Dallas, Texas, and this is Sales Coach Chuck with our State of the Sales Address. And tonight I'm glad that we're all here by virtue of this medium of video communication in an effort to bring the sales nation together with some extremely important and valuable information as it relates to the state of sales for 2009. And salespeople and sales executives and above, the sales world is changing. The last couple months, it has been unbelievable how 7, 8, or 9 top sales executives that I speak with, that the common thread of their communication is one of concern, but also of change as it relates to the industry. Just last week, I performed a SalesMastery course here in Dallas for a major company. And the vice president basically was there at 5 minutes to 7. We start at 7. And he said, Chuck, I need just about 15 minutes with the salespeople because I want to kind of deliver a message. And I said, sure. I had no idea what he was going to speak about. And it was really interesting because his whole 15 minutes of his speech was everything that I've been hearing from all the other sales executives that I work with throughout the United States. And basically, this is what he said. There are 3 important things. Number 1, he said that new business, now let me repeat myself, new business is by far the most key and critical sales process to his company in today's world. Number 2, existing accounts and maintaining those existing accounts. Now know this, his sales force, probably like maybe a lot of yours that are listening to this message, you guys have to maintain some existing accounts. We understand that. But this sales vice president basically put his people on notice that guess what? That's got to change. What's most important? New business. Secondly is maintaining those existing accounts. And then the third thing he said was basically if you're coasting, you're gone. If you're going to coast in your sales position, you're going to be gone. And you know what? That is the theme of what I've been hearing for the last couple months. Yes, I know the negativity that the media is driving in the marketplace and all the things that go along with it, but you choose to allow that to affect you. And I'll tell you what, if you're going to have any effect, bring up your level of new business and reduce the amount of time that you're maintaining existing accounts. For those of you that are maintaining existing accounts, many of you probably might be doing it because you have a codependent relationship with that client. In addition to that, many of you might justify your existing sales position because you're over here maintaining the account and keeping the client happy. But guess what? That sales vice president and all the other ones that I've spoke to are exactly correct in the fact that in today's world, man, new business has got to be at the forefront of your minds. You know, now some of you, they say on TV every once in a while that size matters, and that's true. But what's the size of your sales funnel? Is it small? You know, that funnel, we've got to have that new business coming in the top of it. Is it, medium size? Or do you have the big kahuna sales funnel? And the people that have the big kahuna sales funnels with a lot of new business coming in on top of that sales funnel are the ones that are going to thrive in our economy today in 2009 and beyond. Those guys with the medium-sized funnels, they'll probably be okay, but the guys with the small funnels, they're going to be gone. New business is important. So here's a rule of thumb. Let's say that you're sitting there with your business model and you're at 80% of maintaining existing accounts and 20% of your time is spent on new business. Won't cut it. Sorry. It will not go in today's world. You've got to flip-flop that. You've got to have 80% chasing new business and 20% existing. And you know what? You can't do it overnight, but you've got to make an effort now. Start today in up-leveling the time that you're working with that new business and decreasing the time that you're maintaining existing accounts. And again, maintaining existing accounts, as far as I'm concerned, all that is because you're doing that because you have a codependent relationship with that client. Very, very important. Now, don't sit there and take me wrong and go, oh, Chuck, we can't just allow those existing accounts to go bye-bye. Of course you can't. So let me give you a 3-prong approach, 1, 2, 3, a 3-prong approach that will help you kind of clear up some of those matters. The 3-prong approach is pretty simple. And write this down. Number 1 is that the issues customer service-wise or administratively are, number 1 is that they are emergent, like emergency. Number 2, they're urgent. And number 3 is they're non-urgent. Emergency, urgent, non-urgent. And here's the breakout. It's real simple. If it's an emergency, then your clients come to you for help. But if it's urgent or non-urgent, they have to go to customer service. And if you allow them to violate your boundaries on that, it's just because you haven't clearly communicated that information to your clients, and you have a codependent sales relationship with your client. And guess what? If you don't fix it and you're not spending additional time on new business, you are in trouble, period. I can't say it any more clearer for you. Now, I also want you to know this. A couple of my students that I coach, about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we are monitoring, because we do that with all my sales students, is we monitor their daily activities. And all of a sudden, I see a rise in administrative duties with these two salespeople. And when we see a rise in administrative duties, we see a decrease in going after new business. Both of these two individuals work for the same country. They're on different, or for the same company. They're on different parts of the United States, and the same thing started to happen. We called an emergency conference call with these two salespeople, and guess what? Their customer service department at their company was having an infrastructure issue. So guess what? We had to get our arms around it, take care of it, because it was taking time away from revenue-producing activities. This is extremely important. So you got to watch and monitor what's going on and know what those percentages are. But you know, to make the move from 20% new business to 80, just say, you know what, I'm going to start today. I've listened to Chuck's video, I'm going to write it down, and I'm going to start putting more time and emphasis on that new business. And again, it wasn't just one company who said this message. I mean, it's 7 to 8 different presidents, vice presidents, senior vice presidents, sales managers who have all said the same thing of recent. So it's extremely important. Now, here's one little tidbit for you to increase your new business. And this is a major sales violation with all of you that are listening here today. And that sales violation is this, is that, you know what, you're not asking for referrals. At every point of every communication, you should be asking for referrals. In fact, myself just recently, because I understand that new business thing, I've launched a referral response program with actually a 3.5 by 5 inch card that is called my referral response card, and I hand it out. It goes in every mail piece. I have it up on my website, so on and so forth. So, you want new business? Start asking for referrals. That's step one. But know this, there's a lot of other things that have to go on behind that as well. Now, salespeople, I've kind of been busting your chops a little bit, so now it's time for me to bust the chops of our sales executives and higher. Sales executives, know this. If you're going to ask frontline salespeople to jump over on that bandwagon for new business and be in that 80% of new business and 20% for customer service, then you've got to give those salespeople the infrastructures that will work so their customers aren't continuing to call them and get babysat. The codependent relationship between the salesperson and the customer because of a customer service issue is a huge no-no. And you got to take care of those things. And some of you out there, you know who I'm talking about, because I know what's going on with some of your companies. It's extremely important to get this taken care of so our salespeople have the ability to go out and create that new business and increase those revenue potentials for your company. So please do me a favor and do your salespeople a favor. Take care of those customer service issues internally so that they can stay on with their new business coming through the door. Last but not least, don't forget this, at chuckbauer.com, over 30 free videos, over 50 articles, everything about sales, about how we can increase our new business. In addition to that, if you need sales tools, cbsalestools.com. And the last thing I want to share with you before I conclude the state of the sales address tonight is this, and that is I've got 3 new products coming online, very, very dynamic, very fluid in today's sales world, and they are called as follows. Number 1 is Sales Chat. Number 2 is Sales Watch. And number 3 is going to be only by invitation, and number 3 is going to be called Sales Focus. So with that, I hope that you've gotten a great message from our State of the Sales Address for the beginning of 2009. And last but not least, please implement the information that I've gotten or given and provided to you today. Make sure to make those changes because, again, It's your family, it's your revenue stream, it's everything that has to do with sales. You've got to make those changes and go after that new business. So for the State of the Sales Address tonight, I appreciate the Sales Nation for tuning in. It is my pleasure to be able to contribute to your success in the sales industry. And with that, I'd like to say God bless, Godspeed, and we'll see you down the road. Take care for now. Bye-bye.